the Jim and Terry Show. I know I'm not Terry, I'm the Jim. But listen, we need to talk. It's about time we came to the realization we're not alone.
This is the Jim and Terry Show. That's my co-host Jim, and I'm Terry, and we're going to talk about UAPs and get a load off our minds because have you heard?
Yeah, I saw it, man. I sent it to you and to Bobby, and I've talked about it a bit, and then bang, I guess it was not yesterday, the day before, it was all over CNN, where the military, I'm assuming, tried to take out a UAP right on camera, right when we could see it, with a Hellfire missile, and the Hellfire missile did nothing. And it just corrected its course and went on its merry way. And even the people in the government are saying, okay, what is this? Like, I mean, we're seeing it right here. And it's funny because behind them, you can see the faces of people that are very familiar, who have been advocating for the fact
Who
that...
have made presentations in Congress.
Yes, and you could see their faces like, finally, you believe in what we're telling you.
Well, it's recorded now on forward-looking infrared radars, so FLIR, from a second drone while the drone fired the Hellfire missile. The question I would ask is, are missiles supposed to bounce?
No. And the thing is why the hell did you fire the missile? Like, where was this? They didn't say it was over. It looks like it's over water. So why did they fire at it?
Probably a safe place. Outside, maybe it was in international waters, so there'd be nothing, or maybe.
But why would you? If it was in international waters, why would you fire at it?
Because
and I hope you don't do that again.
This was a scientific experiment, Jim. It's like the day the Earth stood still. That famous sci-fi movie where it lands on the White House lawn or something. The UFO, and out comes this giant robot and this guy, and they take the guy prisoner or something. Somebody opens fire. It's always the kid. Somebody's. Triggers it, and all of a sudden, brrr, everybody's blowing up stuff, and then the robot gets revenge. And
well, this, if you had a soundtrack, would have gone clunk.
Yeah,
and it just continued on because we know the UAPs don't make any noise.
Would it have had a hollow ring, like a gong?
Well, it was amazing, and the reason we need to talk is because so many people don't give a flying whatever you said that acronym.
A flying fleep.
Yeah, so maybe we've come to the place where the government has decided they are going to slowly reveal the reality that we're not alone. Now, I don't know what they are, Terry, and I've said it to the point where people throw up. I don't know if they're spiritual, interdimensional, or alien, or subterranean or something, but they're not us. They got technology way beyond. I talked to a lady yesterday who just gave me the most blank look in her face when I was saying, mankind cannot take those G's, and she's like, I'm just totally not interested. I'll say, when they come for you, you're going to be interested.
Yes, when they do the probing, they'll be interested. When the beam of light opens up and they get sucked up the bottom, all kinds of sci-fi movies depict all kinds of things. I'm interested in the close encounters of the third, fourth, and fifth kind, but I am interested in this stuff because the photographs, the grainy photographs, they still persist.
I know, and it's driving me crazy, especially when the pilots and everything say, no, we got crystal clear photographs of them all. Maybe it's to protect us from being scared to death.
So you mean you take what you think is a pretty crystal clear image, and when you go to develop it, it's grainy?
Well, they may do it on purpose so that
the U.S. government.
So that the majority of people will go, see, that's nothing. Until I see it land on the White House lawn, I'm not going to believe.
On the tangerine patio.
But the thing is too many people have gone forward, and as I said, you could see it in the faces of those guys that have been preaching this for years, and it just like was a ha-ha, finally, because you're now saying, what is that?
Well, that, I think, answers the question, why did they fire a Hellfire missile?
Yeah,
because there's no denying it did not explode, and it kept traveling after it looked like it
wobbled and went right back on track. Like, imagine that. And so I find it fascinating. I don't think they're out to take us over or eat us or harvest us, but you never know.
The Jim and Terry Show, we're pondering our own mortality and finding ourselves absorbed into a UFO is somehow a laughing matter.
Well,
what else are we going to do?
well, what else are you going to do? But what's it going to take for the average person to say, wait a minute, what did I just see? Because this was shown at least 3 times on CNN.
You're talking about 2 days ago.
You could see the reaction of the people that's a part of this committee, which are prominent people like pencil neck guy,
Adam Schiff.
Adam Schiff, who I like, by the way. People like him are a part of this committee. And there they are going, what is this? Like, I mean, it's not, it's not ours. And so why did they release that? Why did just that portion with still no explanation?
Was that portion released by the Congressional Committee?
I don't know, but it's shown
Or was
part
it
of the
leaked?
committee. Maybe it was leaked. But the thing is you can see the guys behind going, told you.
Yes, and
Told you.
that was when the guys behind going told you, that was showing a TV videotape of the meeting.
Yeah.
So we knew that meeting took place. We knew there were a lot of questions, and even Schiff said, "What is it? Tell me what I'm looking at."
Yeah.
And they froze one frame to say that is what you're looking.
And it blinked.
And it blinked.
It was gone.
Yeah.
And that's when I really said, come on, man.
Yeah.
And even Adam Schiff didn't fight because what was the next word? That's for
Closed
door session.
And so we're stuck behind these veils of, are they protecting us? Is that what the whole thing is? Redacting documents and...
It could be that, or it could... I remember that one time, and I was saying this to the lady yesterday. I said, I remember one time they came out from a meeting, and one of the guys that's a part of the meeting, a senator of some kind, came out, and the interviewer said, have you got anything to say about this? And he said, yeah, make sure your doors are locked. They go, what? The guy walked away. Well, what? Make sure your doors are locked. So, I don't know, maybe it's horrifying. Maybe they look like praying mantis. I'm afraid of those things.
Oh, have you, you can go and look on all the different types of aliens that there are.
Yeah.
There are so many.
That they say.
Again,
Yeah.
we don't have evidence, except people say, I saw 2 little grays, 2 greens, 2 lizards, 2 reptiles, 2 those praying mantis type.
Well, I got to, I'll say it again, that many years ago now, 40 probably years ago, I was driving home from a celebration of my parents' wedding anniversary with Maureen, my wife, and we were going up 404, and the whole highway pulled over as we watched 4 things fly by. They were glorious, and I think I've mentioned this before. We got home, my wife was horrified, like lying under the bed type horrified, and I called my parents right away, said, but then we also called the police. And the OPP said, no, we haven't had any reports. I said, you had no reports? The whole highway pulled over. No reports? No. But here's a number you might want to call. Or give us your number. We'll have someone call you. I forget what it was. And it was a military guy called. And he started asking us questions. If you had a coin in your hand and you held it out at arm's length, what coin would you hold for the size? And then how high do you think they were up? And I said something real stupid, And then he said, one word, what would you use that word to describe what you saw? And I said, angelic. Because they had this glow around them, all 4 of them. And they were in perfect formation. They didn't go up, they didn't go down. They just went from west to east. And then when the explanation came in the following day on the news, it said, it was a Russian satellite fell out from the east to the west. No, this was west to the east, and it wasn't a satellite falling out. They were perfectly round, beautiful. They were beautiful.
It's not a debris field of
there was
anything.
no other bits and pieces, and nothing dissolved away.
Yeah.
They were a bright light way eye level out west, and they came right across us. It was so bright it looked like one light. But when it got by us, it would be like if you were looking at my fingers like that, and you could see just the one finger. But as it went by, you can see there were 4 of them.
Yeah, so from that it starts to see that.
Yeah. So you could see there was 4 of them. Bright light, and it never faded, never dissolved, never hit the ground, just ended up going as far east. And it must have been going at an unbelievable speed to go right from out of your sight. You know what I mean?
But you had time enough to pull over.
We all pulled over, yeah.
That's what I
Well,
mean. So it couldn't have been going. It had to be observable.
Oh, it was
is my-
observable for
Yeah,
absolutely
so it caught
sure.
your attention enough to get everybody to respond by hitting the brakes and pulling over, and enough to then do the rubbernecking of watching it go.
Yeah. Well, my wife said, "What do they want? What do they want?" I said, "Well, they don't want us. Don't worry about it." There's a whole highway.
McDonald's down on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
401 on Liverpool Road or something.
Bobby and I often kid about that. Yeah, we're here because we want soup.
Yes.
We don't know how to make
But
soup.
what's different in 40 years than your encounter on the highway of 404?
Well, slowly things leaking out. Like, that was convincing to me, especially with the explanation being totally wrong.
Right.
That was kind of convincing to me, but it fades in time, right? And it didn't scare me. That was weird. I didn't feel scared. But then when things started...
Keep going. We'll
when
just
things-
wrap it up.
Yeah, when things started really becoming more in the mainstream media, where people can talk about it now when you couldn't
In the
before.
open without being looked at as,
Yeah.
you crazy.
And the military men have come up and said, look, we brought this up because it's dangerous.
So have you heard the Jim and Terry Show? First off this morning, what's on our mind? Hellfire. Hellfire bounces. I did not know. Jim and Terry Show
They're
signing
not
off.
supposed to bounce. They're not rubber bullets.